Hi, this is Tiffany, and I would like to talk about the homelessness project. So I've been in contact with an organization named Hope of Sanger. Hope of Sanger is a nonprofit community organization who was created to provide food and other necessity to the homeless of Sanger. They start with a group of churchgoers, and they on a daily basis they would prepare food, and they go to the only park in Sanger where the homeless would hang out and provide them with the food and necessities such as toothbrush, toothpaste, and clothing, shoes for those individuals that experience homelessness. That's how they started. Fast forward, now they extended to a temporary transitional living center with 17 rooms near downtown Sanger, where they housing individuals or family even with young children who experience homelessness. They acquired a motel. That's where they housing the homeless. Hope of Sanger mainly sustained on the public donation and fundraising. They don't get funding from the city of Sanger because the city doesn't have budget for them. That's one of the major disadvantages that they experience. Annually, the shelter provide assistance to estimate about 10,000 people with temporary living assistance, social services, food distribution, utility, and rent assistance. So for family or individual who has a home or a house, but they struggle financially to pay their utility or their rent, they can bring their proof of income to Hope of Sanger, and Hope of Sanger can assist them with those expenses if they have a budget for it on a monthly basis. So Hope of Sanger provides services to anyone experience a crisis. They don't discriminate people on their gender, their status, their religion, or anything at all. Anyone are welcome at Hope of Sanger. Most people who stay at the shelter or receiving daily meals are unemployed. That's the majority of the population. They house the homeless but also provide services to individual or family who have a home but struggle financially, as I mentioned before. Temporary housing recipients with young children are prioritized. So those with young children, they got priority to get a room at the shelter. Individual or family who receive a weekly food distribution must be low income. They must have proof of low income or no income and able to receive weekly food distribution. It come in a box of a lot of items in there. Individuals experience experiencing homelessness must participate in social services of some form in order to receive assistance such as daily meals, shower, or other basic necessity. They also collaborate with Fresno Multi-Agent Access Program, short for MAPS, to help residents of Sanger to go beyond the city limits. So they reach out to other agencies in the county in order to obtain more services for the homelessness of Sanger. Fresno Maps has their own social workers who come to Sanger on a monthly basis to meet with the individual who needs help. A Hope can send their clients to Fresno to obtain counseling services from MAPS. The issue with the homeless is most homeless need to be re-educated on the daily hygiene. They've been on the street for so long, basic hygiene is not their priority. They need a daily reminder to brush teeth, shower, grooming, and other things, like they have to keep their hands clean for for their health. They need to relearn how to find resource, reach out to certain agency, how to fill out forms, and apply for supplement programs from the government. We need to teach them problem solving because it's essential. Being active, initiate to find a way to survive. They, because on the street, they're being very passive. They lack of critical thinking. Another issue we have is homeless. They are running from law enforcement on a daily basis. We have police chasing them, try to clear the area, try to clear where, they're sitting, staying every day. Sometimes, a couple times a day, they got chased from one spot to another. Their belonging either lost along the way or got stolen. They usually have lost all of them. Identification forms is one of the barriers, the major barriers, because without the ID, they cannot apply or they cannot obtain any service at all. Lacking a food source is another hardship. Scavenger for food is priority and above hygiene and other activities on a daily basis. That's all they're looking for. They're hungry and they just need food. Healthcare is another major issue among homeless. They don't have any health insurance to seek for healthcare. Some have severe mental disorder. They're suffering through physical and mental issue until the body can't take anymore and they check in the ER. Target barriers. Before starting on any occupational engagement, we need to secure their food source. If we can guarantee at least 2 meals a day on a daily basis, we can get them to focus on other tasks. Homeless spend most of their day panhandling or looking for food source, anywhere they looking for. Sometimes they committed crime, stealing, because they're hungry, they need food. By reducing the time and effort to look for food, we can shift their attention to meaningful activities, and it's also preventing crimes or preventing the tax dollar going to law enforcement, because if they're stealing something, the business will call the police, and that's where the police come in, and that's where our tax dollar going to. We need a place for them to perform their basic activity of daily living, like grooming, showering, changing clothes. Such activity needs to be in the bathroom. And besides physical appearance, identification is a second barrier. Multi-agency access program can help individuals to obtain their identification, apply for government or assistance program. Apply for Medicare is the most important task, especially for those individuals experience mental health issue. Showing them how to apply for those services would be a good start before showing them to seek for employment. And here's the proposal. The impact of homeless to the community is concerning. Our tax dollar going to provide the homeless with food, shelter, and medical expenses. If you've been to the emergency room in winter, you can witness how many homeless check in. All they need are a meal and a blanket, but they check into the ER. And those ER bill, we as the taxpayer paying for those, and they are very expensive. We need to get them to be independent physically and financially. There's a metaphor that if you give a man a fish, he can eat it for a day, but if we show them how to fish, then he can survive for a lifetime. So teaching them how to be independent in daily activity and seeking for social services is not enough. It is just a short-term goal. The long-term goal would be having them back into the community and break away from homelessness. We need to teach them the social norms, social cues, and able to get them back. Hope of Sanger have been providing shower with basic necessity for those who need them. For individuals who are able and willing to, we can teach them how to seek for employment and apply for jobs. We need to teach them the social norm, the social cue, so they can break out of homelessness cycle and integrate back into the community. Hope of Sanger been letting clients using their address for mailing address, for ID cards, for application, employments, anything that they need an address, they can use Hope of Sanger, and they've been letting the clients using it. Encouragement needed for those who would prefer freedom in the street instead of following rules, because there are some physically able to work, but they don't want to because they want to live off the system. And we need to educate them, we need to encourage them, we need to convince them that participate in occupational therapy can get them a better life. I think to start the proposal, we need the attention from city leaders because we need them to pay attention. We need them to advocate for the homeless. Adding occupational therapy program to help a singer to assist individuals with mental health, individuals who are able and willing to get back to the community. We need funding. We need funding to create a program. We need to recruit the therapists with the same vision, passion, and compassion to help individuals who experience homelessness. And that's where we should start. And of course, we need the community together. Each person can help in their own way to end homelessness. And that's the goal.